Good morning. May I have a word with you? This morning, I was thinking about the Bible study I did with my grandchildren, and we talked about Abram, and how Abraham had a nephew named Lot, and he cared for his nephew, and he shared with his nephew because he didn't have any children of his own as of yet. And when he received all the land, God showed him the land that he was going to receive. He had much. But Lot's men and Abraham men began to argue over the land. So he gave over, and he was a peacemaker. And he asked Lot to select the land that he wanted to use. And Lot looked and selected the best looking, greenest looking land. And so Abraham deferred to him and said, "All right, I'll take the other land." But this land began to be twisted and wicked. It was not a good place for surroundings. And God began to see wickedness there. And he began to say, "I'm going to destroy this town." And Abraham stood there and said, "But Lord, what if there are 50 good people, 50 righteous?" Okay? And God said, "If there are 50 righteous, I will stay my hand. I will not destroy the land." And then he kept going down until he said, "What about 10? If there are 10 righteous?" You know, it made me think, wouldn't we want to be in that number? We would want to be in the number that could make up the 10 or the 50 to cause God to spare an area of his destroying. If it came to that, let's make sure we're in the number that he would call righteous, the number that is seeking his face, the number that's hiding his word in our hearts, the number that's reading his word and studying to show ourselves approved. We want to be in that number that would, if we were in a situation like what Abraham was discussing with God to save Sodom and Gomorrah, but they couldn't find the 10. Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, and Lot's wife couldn't leave even after a warning. She couldn't turn around and leave all that she had without turning around. He said, "Don't look around." So we want to be in that number that can give up what we need to give up, that can be counted as righteous, and that can save an area if God is looking for 10 righteous. Let us be counted in that number. Amen.